Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
The clock has struck 12, and it is officially hump day. We're in the middle of the week. Yeah, hump day, yep. We have, how many days is it? 2 more days left in July. Then we have one more hot month left. Yep. Actually, no, tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. That's it. Friday will be the first. We will be in August. We will be in the last hot month of the season here in Las Vegas. Yeah, it's still warm in September, but it's not blazing hot. And to be honest with you, I out of all the summers that I've been in this city, in this state, this has probably been one of the milder summers. Been no monsoon, so we haven't been deluged by rain, knock on wood, and it hasn't been really hot. I mean, we've had a fair amount of days that were below triple digits, so we're almost through that. So there you go. All right, today's just going to be an open general conversation type situation. We've done the last couple, since last Wednesday, we did structured shows and structured things that were primarily around Comic-Con or Fantastic Four. I'm tired of talking Superman. I mean, if you guys got questions about it, obviously I'll answer them, but I don't have any topical stuff about Superman. I don't care that it is past Man of Steel in domestic box office. That is the dumbest, fucking, most meaningless stat that's been passed around today. Next thing you're gonna start comparing the price of food and everything else back in 2013. I mean, it's just stupid. And the lack of imagination that is the internet today just made sure that was on everyone's timeline. So don't feel like talking about that. Really not much going on. So it's just going to be an open conversation. So once again, I think between Thursday and Friday, I was going to do both of these stupid ass movies on Friday, but I don't want to waste an entire day on them. So one of these movies, either Dumb and Dumber or Happy Gilmore, I don't have an opinion on. Will take place on separate days. So between Thursday will be one, Friday will be the other one. There may be a third. As you can see, the tip link is at the top of the chat. If you want me to do a third stupid movie, throw it in there, make a bid, let me know what you want to see, and if the bid is high enough, we'll do it. I hear a lot of people talking about Mystery Men, and yeah, that one ain't going to be cheap. So help the William Recover from Comic-Con fund if you wanted me to do something stupid or want to accompany me in watching, some of the dumbest movies to ever hit the big screen. There you go. All right, so we'll hit the chat. Hey, hello, Clint. It's customary Doc. Yes, please like, subscribe, share, hit the alert button, even though it decides when it's going to alert you. Well, should Alex Ross have posted the photo of Cowboy and Kingdom Come Superman because now fans are debating? I don't think you should ever, as a creator, not post something because stupid ass people. If you're an artist, if you're a creator, create when you want to, display your artwork when you want to. I can't, I don't think any content creator or art creator or anything else should not do something just because they're afraid of how a certain segment or any fan might respond. Too fucking bad. I mean, I just put it out there and the response is what it is. I don't think you should ever not do something if you're an artist. I never think you should not display your art just because you're afraid of a kind of conversation. That is not your responsibility. So no, I have no problem with Alex Ross posting that. Hello, Ozzy, how are you doing? Steven, what's going on? Store's doing all right. Yeah, we had an 8 whatever earthquake and a tsunami warning. So they're on tsunami warning right now. I know a lot of people who live in Hawaii that are worried about that. Yes, the interview for Dan Allen, the director of Bambi, The Reckoning, is online now. I know that didn't get a lot of fanfare because of the Robert Meyer Burnett and all the Comic-Con stuff, but we had a pretty decent interview with the latest Twisted Childhood movie to come out, and that is going to be Dan Allen. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat for those of you who have not had the chance to watch it. It's a quick watch. So you'll be all right. And there is that. Bam. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go see Fantastic Four in a movie again, but I know as soon as it gets on digital release, I'll probably own it. August, well, generally it's the end of July and early August is when we have it. And the next 10 days, we don't have any coming. So there you go. So what's the next movie agenda now? The Fantastic Four 2, man. I thought we were going to be doing weapons, but I was just informed that we will not be doing weapons this week. What did my handler send me about that? Because I got two different people who send us movies, and let's see what she sent me. Maybe she sent me an email. She usually texts it to me. Let's see. Frost. Nobody 2 is the next one coming up for me. Nobody 1 was all right, but it's not like a crowd gathering type of movie. So we'll have to see how that goes. I think that's coming up next week. Let's see. Let's go to here. And there. Thunderbolts, then Fantastic Four, and Superman by default because there's only been 3. Oh, wow. This is another bad joke here. Why can't students learn lie? Because you can see right through it. Hilarious. William, we need Brad to have a bad movie experience. The trauma lasts longer. But yeah, we raise money quicker with Brad. People, I can take it. Brad can't. So yeah, people enjoy him watching him suffer. Yes, I did. I did use Peacemaker trailer. Kenneth Corral, hey William, loved your interview. Rob already great stuff. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. Yeah, that was just like I said, it's one of the proudest things I've done for the channel, and was probably the highlight of my Comic-Con trip. For those of you who have not seen that, I will go ahead and put that in the chat as well, because believe it or not, some of you have skipped a couple of shows, maybe. Damn you if you did. Here's the Robert Meyer Burnett interview for those of you individuals who, there you go. But thank you, Kenneth. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. as a last resort. Because like I said, I live here in Vegas. I think it would do great business for me, but I think the city would do well with it. The city can handle it. You would not have the capacity issues that you have in San Diego. You would not have the hotel issues you have in San Diego. People say it is hot out here. I prefer to go to California. It's my home state. I prefer to go to California whenever possible. But the heat here wouldn't bother an average tourist simply because most of the stuff you do would be inside, and most of the things you would do outside would be at nighttime. If it moved to Vegas, the shift would be to the majority of the things would be happening at nighttime. But most of the time, the way the strip is operated, you can get from one place to another relatively. You're not in the heat very long unless you want to walk along the strip. Most people do that at night. It's a 24-hour town. I think if you were holding it in Vegas, and this is something I think San Diego can do without moving it, is all the pop-ups and all the associated events would be open as long as there was money being spent. There would be no cap off at a lot of these pop-ups because Vegas it would be self-defeating to do something in Vegas and do something like that. So I would prefer if they stayed in San Diego, but logistically it may become a reality if they can't, because the only way they can recoup, price of everything has gone up, including running a nonprofit convention is what they are. And they can't expand. If they can't expand, if they can't grow their audience, if they're constantly stuck at 120,000 or whatever, people, then as things go up in price, how are they going to be able to keep up with that? The only other way is raising prices, and as eventually the average fan, the average comic or Comic-Con goer is just going to say, you know what, it's too expensive, can't do it. So they either need to fix the situation in San Diego, or they're going to have to move. What I love about Rob is he's a fan like us and has worked in Hollywood, and he tells like, I'd like to meet him. We have our disagreements, so we had some there. But like I always say, full agreement is not a prerequisite of to have a conversation. And I think we were able to prove it there. Where did I get mail from? Hold on, I'm getting pissed off. All right, that's better. By the way, I forgot William. Said thank you, William, for giving us Aussie Axel Anthony a shout out. And yeah, my Australian trifecta there. And we got people from dude, you guys that are listening in Pakistan and somebody in India, if you're ever listening while I'm live, chime in. I would love to hear from you guys. When I look at our metrics, it shows us where all our viewers are coming from, and I'm astonished where some of them are coming from. I'm like, dude, chime in, come on this channel every now and then. I feel like Brad would watch any movie and get enjoyment out of it. Yeah, maybe. Look at Muscle Volunteer. He's typing with his mouth because he's got all the weights in his one hand, and who knows what's going on with the other end. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go see Weapons in the movies. Looks. I hope it's not with a letdown, because this one, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. It's the same guy, the same person who did Barbarian, and Barbarian pissed me off at the end. So numbers. Wow, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hello, William, and everyone in the chat. I hope you're all well. I recently watched Superman in theaters and loved it just as much as Man of Steel. I find the tribalism around these films very annoying. Yeah, I mean, we knew it was coming, unfortunately. Yeah, I appreciate both. Like I said, Man of Steel for me, Superman 2025 is not in the same class as Man of Steel. That doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just a preference situation for me. I mean, I enjoyed promoting Man of Steel. I mean, Superman. I had fun with it, but if you're going to put me in a position where you're going to ask me which one's a better movie, I'm going to be able to answer that in a heartbeat. It's Man of Steel. I might be giving that a try. Anthony, wow, this is one of the shortest questions you've ever asked me. William, is there anybody that you know that is getting affected by this? Yeah, I know several people. I know several customers who have family back on Hawaii. I know several people who, obviously Pacific Coast where I'm from. I think it's more, if I haven't been able to check on it, it's more Hawaii is more in danger, I believe. And I know a lot of people who live over there. I know people who are military over there as well. So. David Franco horror movie together. Yeah, I don't like the poster for that, dude. It's two eyeballs and two lashes drawing the eyes together. Ugh. Why do we have to stop making movie posters where weird eye shit is going on? Stop. Together is also getting great reviews like Weapons and is being compared to The Substance. I really like Nobody, Brainless Fun. All right. Let's see who's here. Brad might be asleep. That guy takes weird old people naps. So we may not have Brad, but that's fine. Aaron, I'm going to bring up the picture you wanted me to show. Uh-oh, if I can get back into StreamYards. Aaron sent me this earlier. It's the July box office. Fantastic Four in the front, sitting on the sofas next to Herbie. In between Ben Grimm and Sue Storm is David Cornsett Superman, and behind them it's a Jurassic Park dinosaur, a T-Rex looks like. So I thought that was kind of cute. Thank you, Aaron. Let's see. Ooh, get those corners back up there. Hello. Yeah, it's a tsunami. Yeah, it's a tsunami warning. Let me check the news. Have they updated? I know I was being updated on my weather report, but since I don't live in Hawaii or on the coast right now, I have to look into it. All right, so tsunami waves have begun hitting U.S. shores, and also Japan. 5-foot high tsunami wave reaches Hawaii as U.S. officials urge residents to take action. So the tsunami waves are hitting. It's just they're not too bad yet. 5 foot is still bad. William, what are your thoughts? Oh, wow. Whittier, that's actually a place, but I'm assuming you meant what are my thoughts on John Campea said his wife caught Herbie. I heard that too. Somebody else said that too, but I wasn't. I'm gonna have to see it again. He's not the first person I heard that from, but I don't know. I mean, what the fuck is that, Wally? No, that is Herbie. My favorite character, Sue Storm. Sue Storm, and after that, it's Ben Grimm. Yeah, 5 foot waves. Just when they start getting like 6, 7, 8, and that's when they start having some issues. Tony Baker, I don't know what's going on. I saw somebody tweets from wrestlers saying stay safe in Hawaii. Yeah, that's because it's a tsunami warning. Hello, Rig, Glimmering Harpy. How are you doing? My Comic-Con co-pilot there. Helping each other get things done. I thought it was important that I made myself available. Hopefully I was able to help. But Rhea is a delight to go to Comic-Con with. If you guys ever get the opportunity to go to a convention with Rhea, she's great. William, as a person who sells comics, do you think independent publishers in the next few years are going to start doing more spaghetti westerns? I don't have an answer for that, Anthony. I don't think there's any indication one way or another because the genre, even with independent comics, is so broad. You could do it all. I mean, spaghetti westerns. There's a lot of people who do that now. And Neo, I don't think you're gonna see a shift. I think there's a market for both of those, Anthony. Yeah, I could have used more of her too. Yeah, I thought she was great. I mean, I loved her surfing moves. I actually got a real surfer to do those moves for her. Yeah, I saved mine, man. Like I said, we were talking back and forth. Like you guys told you last night, this just wasn't. I just wasn't feeling it on Saturday afternoon. And if there's any day, no matter how tired you are at Comic-Con, and trust me, I've been super tired at Comic-Con on Saturday, that is going to lift you up just by the mere presence of you being at Comic-Con, it's Saturday. And at one point during Saturday afternoon, I just wasn't feeling like I should feel, in my opinion. I was debating on whether it was time for me to go at Saturday already. Like I said, some good things happened. I got to do the absolute Batman thing with those guys, and I think what really lifted it up for me and made it survivable was the meeting with the sit down with Robert Meyer Burnett, because that was one of my goals coming in to into Comic-Con, and it's one of the few goals other than the Alien panel and the Predator panel that I actually accomplished. So yeah, that did kind of save my Comic-Con. And just whenever the fuck he wants to show up, right.
Sorry, a little bit going on again, writing wise. So,
all right, hold on, wait. You must. Did you? What computer are we on today, Brad?
The PC.
Whatever. Well, it's not bad now, but as soon as I mention it, it'll start that. Again, thank you. Yeah, it was like I said, now that I'm looking at the pictures and I'm having a little bit better feeling about the 2025 Comic-Con. It wasn't 2024. That's where I need to really come to terms with, is that I went through the same shit to get into Comic-Con this year as I did in 2024, and I got drastically different results. And I'm just gonna have to judge 2025 Comic-Con on its own merits. I still give it a C because it was a C event. There were just too many things in there that caused a lot of disruption and caused a lot of opportunities to be missed. And like I said, some of the vendors didn't do what I think the vendors should be doing. Some vendors did, which shows you that it's possible to take care of your fans. But you know what? It is what it was. Anything that you liked at San Diego Comic-Con when it comes to comics that debut or have first issue soon? No, because that's just one more thing I won't be able to get my hands on. By the way, I did get did I show you guys this? Oh, by the way, I still can't find a real one for a decent price, but I did pick up one of my favorite issues of Spider-Man. And it's a facsimile, Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin. I have that there. I got the this is the promo that they gave away when you went to the DC booth. You could only get this there, but I'm pretty sure maybe some other people end up having it. So this is a Comic-Con exclusive. It's Action Comics #1 facsimile. And if you notice real close there, Flo from Progressive is there, and Jamie. So it's not a real Action Comics number. It's not really a facsimile. It's basically, and I believe if you open it up, I didn't get a chance to open it up because I was, kind of in the line. I don't believe it's an Action Comics #1. I think Jamie and Flo are in it, which is kind of like lame, but there we go. Oh no, it's so when you do open it up, they're not in it. It's actually a facsimile of Action Comics #1. It has those goofballs on the back. But they were a sponsor of the movie. That's one of they actually paid money to have their product placement in the movie. So I thought that was cool. But as far as like things debuting at Comic-Con, I don't mind ideas and stuff debuting at Comic-Con. I don't want comics themselves debuting unless you're going to just debut them there and have that same version available for the general public. Otherwise, you're putting out something that no one else has a chance to get. And I hate exclusive. If you guys haven't gotten it by now, I don't like exclusivity. I don't like that. Even if I am the benefit of a head start or something like that, I still want the rest of everyone else to see it because I think that's good for business. When you cut people out, you cut wallets out. So this is the one I failed to get autographed. This is an actual first print copy of Batman 43, one of the more expensive ones you can get, and in this condition, it's pretty good condition. I waited. I went twice. I struck out because the whole thing was rigged, in my opinion. and people were cheating, and I never got my chance to get this signed. But you know, it was, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put myself through that again for that particular artist. Who knows? This is the Milkbone thing I got, and this you could only get not could you only get this at Comic-Con, but you could only get that at the DC booth, and there were limited copies of it. And it came with a box of Milkbones. I gave it to the Choma people. I wasn't going to carry fucking dog biscuits back on the plane. And so there you go. It's about crypto. And it's pretty much told from his point of view. So just imagine that shitty dog, his point of view, what that could be. So yeah, those are the kind of things. But no, I would not want comics debuting at Comic-Con, because I think that will put a stranglehold on the value. Okay, what are you doing, Brad? You're awful quiet. I don't know if you're talking when you're muting, but.
Oh, I was muting myself because again I was just getting a little bit of just writing articles done for that's
you mean starting shit.
What did I start shit with? Oh, the one I put out earlier.
Yeah. You asked that question like, who, me? What do you mean?
For the shows, I put out 2 on Fortress today. One of them was. I'll go ahead and bring them up.
No, I didn't. That ain't what I mentioned. I just know what you were doing. But of course, just go ahead and pimp your article. Well, given the set of July in theaters, do you believe the trend will continue for the remainder of the year? No. Or do you think it will be a one-time occurrence? One-time occurrence. I don't think there's enough movies coming out at that level.
I mean, it'll definitely, as far as like box office, it'll surge back up like during the holiday season. But as far as like between now and then, yeah, it's going to be fairly quiet.
I'm thinking for what though? Because I was looking
like Avatar 3 is going to be.
That's its own economy.
Listen, and then, again, I'm sorry, Cameron is now 2-0 on not even 2-0. He's undefeated. Cameron is the personification of Matt is undefeated.
But that's one movie. One movie is not going to carry it. I don't recall anything coming out that's going to be at this level. But you also had curiosity. People wanted to see if DC was going to remain the train wreck. A lot of that box office for Superman was curiosity. And everything else is just an event type movie. Jurassic Park is an event level movie. Superman was an event level movie, and so was Fantastic Four. I don't know if you have event level other than Avatar for the holiday season. So no, I think it's a win.
I mean, I got tons of shit in my genre I'm looking forward to. Tons of martial arts.
Yeah, I think he's asking like shit that people see.
As far as like 700 million like grossing like potential stuff. So what's coming up? I'm looking at the Wikipedia for it right now, and I'm going to bring up the articles I'm talking about.
I don't want to wait these articles.
Why not?
No, because they're just going to start more shit that I don't feel like.
The Conjuring is probably the 2. That's probably going to be pretty big, but again, not like $500 million big.
That's going to be like maybe 30 million, 40 million big. It'll make its money back big. They make those movies for like $10.
What else? Again, like October, Black Phone 2. Yeah, again, like horror movies, but even that's like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's some good movies. I'm not knocking the movies. There's just no event movies to make it like
Mortal Kombat 2. I think is going to do well. Predator Badlands, I think is going to do well. But again, those aren't going to do like 500 million. They're again, those aren't going to be like 4 quadrant kind of like box office potential.
Yeah, those aren't event levels. Predator's event level for me, but to the general public, no.
Wicked 2, and I know Aaron's definitely looking forward to that. Wicked, for good, that's going to do well. That's coming out right around Thanksgiving. That's going to do definitely very well.
But if you look at what the first one made. It kind of like I don't think the first one did anywhere near.
Let me put
what is it, like 400, 500?
The first one did pretty good actually. Oh no, the first one did extremely good. The first one.
How much did it do?
The first one did 756.
All right, so I just don't see it as far as carrying the box office. But what are we spreading across what? How many months though? What are you?
Like everything. And that's like again, like I said, Wicked. That's. For Thanksgiving weekend, and that's between now and then is probably like the only thing I see like doing like what we're talking about as far as like Superman and Fantastic Four and Jurassic World like level numbers. So yeah, it's going to be there's going to be stuff that's successful. There's going to be stuff people are going to go see. It's just not going to be like
it's just not going to be like this
lighting up the world on fire kind of like numbers. And that's not a knock against any of that. stuff that
that's just to answer your question.
And then after that, there's Avatar. For Time for Christmas, and again, that's gonna again.
Yeah, I will be passing that.
People stop betting against. I need to coin that. It's like Williams, Math is undefeated. I need to coin that. James Cameron is the personification of Math is undefeated.
I mean, I just have no interest in that movie. I know it's going to do well. I just have no interest in seeing it.
I really love that one story where he's in like because Cameron's notorious for like not taking no for an answer as far as like executives and budgeting and things like that. And I think it was on the first half. It was either on the first half or the second one where he was like having some kind of like behind the scenes dispute with some of the Fox execs, and he's told them something like he just put his foot down and said, "Hey guys, this building that we're having this conversation right now, guess what? Titanic paid for that." So I love that story, and I love again his. There you go, Matt. Not only is undefeated in his case, it's batting about as close to 1,000 as you can get.
You guys have fun with the little blue giant Smurfs, whatever the fuck they are. I'm thinking of hitting up Anaheim WonderCon. I'm gonna be at WonderCon just for the fuck of it because it's something I have access to. Maybe I'll actually get something signed there, but I'll be there. I don't know what the lineup is yet. I take it they haven't revealed the line. They won't reveal the lineup for that. Yeah, it's more shit being started by that.
Well, again, I don't even know like how this is that controversial because
exactly why
the headline I read is James Gunn's Superman is Justice League 2017 if it wasn't a reshot mess. And I'm not gonna read through the whole article for you guys, but basically the idea is, it's something I was thinking coming out of the movie is that I don't think anybody would dispute the Gunn Superman movie has a very lighthearted tone. It's definitely very quippy. It's very it's very in sync with what he did with Guardians and what he did with the Suicide Squad. I mean, not anywhere near as R-rated as Suicide Squad, but again, a very lighthearted movie, and it's in many ways, I think tonally, stylistically, it embodies what Warner Brothers tried at the last minute and failed to turn Justice League into with the reshoots. And Gunn's Superman movie, that's really what that is. Like if you had done that from the ground up, if that had been the movie they were making from the start.
Did you have the windows open while the chemicals that you were spraying around the house that affected this article?
I don't know how this is controversial.
Not controversial, but as much cartoonish as I thought that James Gunn Superman is, I would not even put it. Wow. That's why I have a
qualifier. It's like it's the movie that it's if you made Justice League 2017, if you made it a kind of live action cartoon, if that was what they were doing from like the pre-production phase, like if everybody was like from the beginning saying, okay, this is the movie we're making, this is what it's going to be, this is what's going to embody, not we're going to retrofit this one that's already made into something else, that Superman I think embodies that as far as like this is what Gunn he decided Superman was going to be from the start. There you go.
I need you to check your windows. I need you to make sure there's good ventilation in there.
I am also not, because I even had to put.
Were you cleaning the house with some powerful stuff and maybe?
Because I even had to put a disclaimer up.
The disclaimer should have been like the majority of the article.
Well, the disclaimer I put here is like because I know like certain people who screenshot every damn thing I say about this in bad faith and just like, oh, look at this Snyder bro here. It's like let me make it clear. I am not saying that it is quality wise is Justice League 2017.
I have to. That's gonna get lost in the weeds, and nobody's gonna get to that part.
Well, God,
they throw their computer
read
at
the article before burning me effigies.
Oh,
okay, but that's one I had go live on Fortress today, and I'm going to show you guys the other one I had live on Fortress. Well, for whatever reason, this one the thumbnail is coming up, so I'll pull it up like from Fortress.
It's karma. It's fate trying to tell you not to pull that shit up.
It's not. Yes, of course, my thoughts are always amusing. You know what my thoughts are? Not only are they always amusing, you know what they always also are? They're also correct. Sure. They're always correct. I have never been wrong about anything in my life.
Yeah, okay.
Forces, I'm looking for baby food. Again, it's like, I'm not trying to tell you that I think I've made my feelings on Justice League 2017 or Justice League as it's now.
But they shouldn't be, and I don't think that's a fair or a comparison you should be making, even tonally. There's nothing similar in no way, shape, or form. Yeah, well, tell you what are you both sharing the same comment up the straw? What's going on?
I didn't say it's a a quality comparison. I'm saying it's a style comparison. It's a tone comparison, and it's a comparison of like where both movies started.
I don't have any straws,
what they were conceived of and what they ended up being, and one of them, embodied what it was conceived as from start to finish, and it had, all when all said and done, it had, not bad results commercially. Definitely had pretty good results reception.
I need that meme. That where Al Pacino there's a pile of cocaine and he just puts his face into it.
What am I saying here?
How are that? You're saying that nonsense from 2017 was in any way, shape, or form totally similar. It's not.
It's lighthearted. It's trying to be family friendly, and like a version, like the cartoon come to life.
Where's my dude with my outfit? Where's the yayo? Where's the yayo? I can't do Al Pacino's voice. That's what we
need the yayo here for is when it was over William defends Justice League being like airing on TNT, or it's like I want that abomination stricken from memory. It's like if I again the thought,
both nostrils,
the idea.
All the powder.
One person being introduced to the Justice League movie.
Okay.
The 2017 version.
You're asking me to defend that is here's the thing though. It's business.
It's bad business though.
Not on their end, because
when you have filet mignon, you don't serve people dog shit and tell them, okay, eat this and we'll give you the filet mignon.
You're too inside of it though to be able to say something like that and it make business sense. You hate it. I understand that. I hate it too. But most of these people now are going. If you're watching most of this stuff, there's a good number of these people that have access to Zack Snyder's Justice League. That will not get there without a dollar.
Well, here's how they'll get there. You take it off HBO Max. You don't air it on TNT. You replace it.
You're not playing Zack Snyder's Justice League on TV. You're not playing Zack Snyder's Justice League on TV.
Somebody fix that problem.
Who?
Somebody. The people.
No, reality. There's not enough room on normal TV for that.
I make room, guys. Make room.
Okay, see now
this thing made history. You make
all right. So let's see. Bring back the. I had somebody else's comment highlighted. I should have started.
By the way, Dork Knight still agrees. I totally see James Gunn's Superman saying, "I believe in truth." Yeah, exactly. I can see him saying, "I believe truth," and also big fan of justice.
Weapons and more.
Good.
Weapons and more combat are going to make one's going to make 300 million. And I think it'll be weapons, and the other one's going to make 600. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is going to make how much?
Now, don't get me wrong. Williams is a total non-believer in this incoming martial arts fantasy masterpiece for it. I'm going to do 600.
Have I been left out? Was I left out of the email chain about the mass nationwide cocaine party we're having here right now?
What I mean. That's what you call watching that trailer and just not again, as I said, everybody William, he's in remorse for it being the doubting Thomas on this. He's having to process all of that. It's going to take at least a couple of months.
Process what? Mortal Kombat? No.
Yeah, exactly. If you've seen that trailer, it's and
I watched the trailer with you guys. I could give fuck less about that movie.
And that's why William has to process.
You know what I process? Mortal Kombat 1. Which is a dreadful
95. 95 is.
I told you,
95 is a classic.
All right. I don't. Well, first of all, Antonio Baker, I don't think Weapons is making.
Yeah, Weapons
that much.
I'm intrigued by that, but I mean,
Weapons cost $8 to make. I think if Weapons makes $150, it's good.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to say I could be wrong. I'm going to say it right now. I think Mortal Kombat has no chance in hell of making $600 million. I don't even know if it needs to. It's a pretty cheap movie to make anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a shot. I think it has a shot of breaking 100 though, because the original 95, that's their peak box office wise, and that did 122. Now that's of course at $95, so that probably be equivalent to 350 or something like that today. But so I think best case scenario for Mortal Kombat 2 is to do the inflation adjusted total for what MK95 did. And then Weapons.
I think you're flirting with some bad math there, but I don't. That's anything.
And then Weapons again. That's kind of a. Again, that's kind of a wild card because that's actually the budget's bigger than I thought it'd be. It's 38, so it's not.
Wow,
not
that's nothing.
Yeah, well, it's not pennies, but it's I mean, it's again, it's not. You're not breaking the bank on that. So, but that's that'll probably do well. I mean, they'll be happy again. They just like
they're gonna both make their money. I just don't. I think Weapons. I don't think either one of them need to go blockbuster because none of them. How much in Mortal Kombat 2, or how much did that one cost?
I don't think they put out the budget on that yet, but the first one cost 55, so it's probably thereabouts. It's probably like 55, 60, something like that.
I didn't see anything in that trailer that said more than that, so you have to be right
there.
Look at us both smiling.
Again, Williams, like he's having to, process the shame and the remorse of being the Downey Toxer guys.
Sure, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you know who's probably, I bet, is really looking forward to Mortal Kombat 2 is this lady right here.
Hooray, she's game for anything. Look at her shirt. Look at her. This is us smiling doing.
She's probably game for Terrifier 4.
This is us on day 3 where I'm literally just hanging out. I just had a hot dog and Ray was going to go meet her sister, but this is us smiling, still processing why this Comic-Con was not as good as it was.
You know what's cool about this photo is because the angle it's taken at it makes it look like she's almost as tall as you.
Now Ray's she's about 5'5". Yeah, at the angle, and this is where I need to start taking my pictures at, because this is a picture where my head is not so big. Those other pictures make me look like Mighty Joe Young, like I should be climbing the fucking Empire State Building, and I don't look so much bigger than her. Yeah, all these other pictures I took, man, I look scared. I'm like, dude, who the fuck is that guy? So yeah, but yeah, there was us. There's my Comic-Con.
Is this day 5 for Rhea?
That was day 5. No, yeah, that was day. Was that day 5 for me? You got there on Tuesday. I got there on Wednesday, Thursday. It was day 5 for me too.
It's just I was holding the phone, but it looks like a fisheye lens. Well, again, like I said, it's like the angle. It makes it look like you guys are like about the same height and kind of a similar build. I mean, this kind of makes William look smaller than he is.
Yeah, and which is what we need to take, because I'm dude. Some of the pictures I'm looking at where other people take pictures of me like that. Obviously, Amy Jo Johnson's like 2 feet tall, so that's not that's not too big. But some of those other pictures that were taken I had taken of me were like nightmare fuel, man. It's like, I look like something, like I said, I look like somebody edited me. And I'm like, oh man, maybe we should just stop these fucking pictures, because some of the stuff was like I have one with Lloyd Kaufman, and Lloyd's a tiny little dude, and but it was still, man, it looked like I was about to like swallow him up or something. It was like, some of these pictures are just, yeah, I'm looking at some of them right now, because some of them I didn't publish because, like I said, I need to edit myself down to a couple of sizes. But here's a couple of them.
MySpace angles for the win.
MySpace
for our younger viewers, MySpace is this thing that was before Facebook.
It was pretty hot for a while too.
It was. That was my first. It was my first social media network. Was MySpace.
Yeah, we're not going to look at any of these. Some of these are just huge. Now, the only time I look like normal size was I'm up against like a wrestler or something, because those guys are huge, going both ways. So,
and MySpace is actually right after I graduated from high school. That's how I kind of stayed in touch with a lot of people in my senior class. Initially was through MySpace.
It's still around too.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing it was.
Nah. I should buy it. I wish I could buy it and just turn it into something cool.
Next one, Weapons, Freakier Friday. Yeah, Weapons. In fact, when is that? Is that this weekend or next?
Next week.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by that. I'm definitely gonna give that a look, because that's. I think that could break out, but I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be like a Sinners kind of horror movie breakout.
Yeah, I mean, 300 million would be epic for that.
Yeah, we need to. Oh, I agree wholeheartedly, Aaron. We need a watch party for MK95 and 21 before.
I'm not.
Let
me check my account and see if anybody's made any donations before you guys bring up shitty movies that I don't feel like watching. Nope. Looks like that's not happening. Dead on arrival.
Give William time, guys. It's like he's gonna process this before we get to it. All right, let me go ahead and I'm gonna bring up the other article I had go live today on Fortress.
Well, I can make 1 billion. They better make his money before it gets to December, because whenever Avatar comes, what movie are you talking about? If you're talking about Superman's going to be out at the end of August. That's going to be out of the theaters.
I'd say it's pretty much done. As far as like it's business wise, theatrically, it's within like about 50 million at most of I think where it's going to finally land.
Well, that's it, because you're talking about this man has 3 $2 billion movies, and a brand, I don't understand it, but a brand that a lot of people like. I don't get Avatar,
and that means somebody finally time to Disney write him the blank check for Alita 2. Wait too long for that. Dort Knight, Araya, we are in under no circumstances are we watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Even I will draw a line on something with MK. It's like, no, Annihilation, no.
Brad, I'm sorry. Sorry, love you, but
well, yeah, I think I've made that clear. It's like it's not a matter of comparing them quality-wise.
You did not. See, the problem is just the article itself is an indictment on anything else you have to clarify. Not only is the headline, not only is the optics of the article, that's people aren't going to get past that, but you had to clarify. So it's already a lost cause.
Well, I mean, people could actually like read the article. There's like God forbid we go back to like the old times, like print newspapers. People actually read beyond the headline. Aaron, if not, Brad, we go, yeah, that could be good and get perp on for that. It's like, yes, like I need to get this. I need to get I'm percolating this martial arts show idea more in my head. Like it's I need to get this off the ground before the year's out. Like Mortal Kombat, that might be like the best like inaugural kind of way to do it. It's like with Mortal Kombat. Alita 2.
Mortal Kombat's lack of success has nothing to do with Day and Date. It's just a bad movie, because there are other movies that were released Day and Date that did just fine. And Mortal Kombat is one of those movies that you just go to see, and as a basic movie, it sucked. So people want to blame.
They're building off the beginning and the end, and they're rectifying everything, guys. I'm telling you. The triple feature. Well, again, it's not going to be with Annihilation. Whatever that third movie is going to be, it's like we maybe do like the web series Mortal Kombat Legacy, or we can like add MK2 in this, because it'll be again, the turnaround these days will be on PVOD within a month by Thanksgiving anyway. But it's like
might be on PVOD. Mortal Kombat 2 will be on PVOD.
But no, Annihilation, no. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, wouldn't it? I mean, she's not
that hard to get a hold of. None of the Power Rangers are hard to get a hold of. Obviously, I mean, see, there's one, rest in peace, we'll never get a hold of, but that was unexpected. But as far as in fact, Black Ranger was there.
You're talking about Walter Jones?
Yeah, he was there. They're not hard to get a hold of. They're not even hard to book. You can book them for relatively cheap, as long as you're willing to fly them out. If I ever wanted to do a Power Rangers reunion type thing, and and the money was right, people book them all the time. That's how they make their money. They make their money in frequency. So if you booked one of the Power Rangers out here, they would book themselves all over Las Vegas to make it work. But yeah, I didn't think about it. You're right, Ray. I didn't think about it at the time. I wasn't in the best of state of minds when I was getting that. I was just kind of like, I just wasn't, like I said, I got that, and then I got Crazy Joe's Enterprise.
And see, what was so cool about that? We did have Amy, because she directed an episode of Superman and Lois. So I would have loved to have asked her about directing. She was actually, funny story about that too. That episode, the episode she directed was back it was season 2. It was one of the episodes when like Bizarro was being introduced, and it had actually the hallway fight scene was inspired by Old Boy, and she that episode. It's one of the, I think it's, other than the ones I got, was able to see by screener when we got the screeners for season 4. I think it's the only episode I did not see on broadcast night, because that night was when they were having the preview shows of the Batman at the Pooler Theater. So I had to miss that. But I mean, I buy the whole season on Amazon. Like once it starts airing, they just add the episode like as it goes, like after it airs, and it's added to my queue. So I just watch that way. But I would have loved to have asked her, because she's moved into like into filmmaking since Power Rangers, and hearing OG Pink Ranger directed a Superman episode. If we'd add her on the show, that'd be one thing.
Why don't you just email her and ask her to come on? They're not that. I just didn't think of it, but I mean, Power Rangers are available. I mean, you see them on. If you look up, if you go into YouTube search, you'll see they're on a lot of YouTube channels that are smaller than mine. So they are available. I just didn't think about it. I mean, it's good. Maybe we'll get them together.
Yeah, I'd love to interview Johnny Young Bosch at some point. He was other than Jason David Frank, he was probably my favorite Ranger. The Mighty Morphin era was Johnny Young Bosch as Adam.
And Jason David Frank, if he were alive, even a speck of a YouTube channel like mine, he would probably come on this channel.
He was always known for being very, very, very gracious to his fans.
But yeah, if you guys don't want me to watch any of these shitty Mortal Kombat movies, there's the PayPal link in the front. Ease my suffering.
You're looking at me like Steppenwolf. Guys, I'm sorry. MK Annihilation is terrible. It's one of the worst movies. It's arguably the worst video game movie, and it's among the worst movies of all time. No, Alita 2 is not Mega. Mega 3.2.0 was pretty good, but it's not Alita 2. But anyway, I keep trying to bring up this other article, and William keeps interrupting me, so I'm gonna.
I don't want you to bring it up, but William and Brad, where do you think these rumors are coming from that James Gunn and Kevin Feige are planning to do? Fanboy fabrication. I don't think there's any reason to do it anytime soon, if at all. I don't see any indicators. They haven't put out any indicators. I didn't hear any at Comic-Con. I think this is fanboy speculation because
it's interesting you say that, William, because William talks about how much like James Gunn's like you got the guys like, let's wait it out for the long haul with Gunn because he's a crazy man with like Doc Brown hair. It's like he doesn't think like a studio exec says, could put.
The problem is you're talking about IPs. You're talking about he does not own the IP. That would be an IP control issue.
I bet if you asked him point blank, like what are his thoughts on like Marvel versus DC from '96, he probably would say he's a fan.
Who knows? He's a fan of Keith Giffen's Justice League. That tells you right there. There's a problem.
All right, I'm finally pulling this article. The other one I had.
Nobody planned on you bringing up here. See that trouble shit starting article. Successful getting eyes on
weird how this hasn't. Successfully.
Yeah. This right here. This is bait.
Well, this is the other one I had go, and this is kind of, I'm not going to like read through the whole thing, but it basically goes into the Pocket Universe plot device of Superman and the multiverse kind of role it's playing in Peacemaker season 2. And long story short, it's like, yeah, there you go. It's like they just, he left there's a doorway for fans to peer through. It's like, oh, can we see the rest of what we wanted to see through this? So I'm gonna go ahead and put both of these in the chat for you guys who want to read them. But those are two I had go live on Fortress of Solitude today. And it's weird because I really
Gun Cox. That's a new name for them. Damn.
It's really weird because I really thought that one was going to get me more like at least not so far.
Probably so many people blocked you after your last year they can't see your shit no more.
Well, but that doesn't stop certain people. You
have your stalker.
Which movie? Yeah, I thought that one was going to be like getting the most like divisive reaction, and so far everybody seems primarily focused on the. I mean, that may change by the time I get out of bed tomorrow, but so far like the one struck the biggest nerve is the Superman Justice League comparison one.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous, but hey, it's editorial. So, which MC movie do you guys think? Oh, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about the mystery, the one that he hasn't announced yet. I know we're getting Spider-Man before we're getting those, so
let's put them in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, have fun chewing that article up. I don't know, Spot. I don't know because obviously we can eliminate an Avenger movie out of the way. It's not going to be another Fantastic Four movie yet because you don't really need one. I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, and how's it going, Bell Rev?
Oh, forgot about my late night show. Brad does all the time, given what time he shows up.
Well, because I'm writing articles, usually I'm like either finishing or refining, something I've got in the works right before I come on the show. So
he's like, you look at the social media, you're like, things are too peaceful today.
Again, I don't know how it's in any way controversial to say the tone of Superman is similar to the tone of Justice League 2017.
That's like going to a gas station.
And that's not saying that they're movies comparable quality wise.
What a nice gas station you have here. Maybe if I like this match, will do wonders. Yes, I have heard of them. Vaguely, I've heard of them, but I know who they are. Let's see. Don't be angry just because Gunn is winning. What's he winning? Winning has two ends.
Gunn is winning.
Whatever, dude. What is he winning? What was there to win? You knew he wasn't going to do like 50 million at the box office. You knew he was going to do some. What is he winning? And who is he winning against? See, you guys got this war in your own head, and you think everybody else is fighting it. That's the thing. These guys online, not just you, Bane, these guys online are having this war. They're having this competition with themselves and with each other. And then if you just hit the pause button, you realize just how meaningless this is. You're not getting shit from these movies. You are not getting a check from these movies. And if your life is connected and your happiness is connected to the success or failure of any of these movies, I urge you to seek professional help. If you've gotten so entangled in the box office of a fucking movie that you are not getting one dime from, and you're using that as some type of competition for something.
And especially because you see how much they're attaching qualifiers to it now. It's like, okay, it beat Man of Steel domestically, so now we're throwing a thicker tape parade.
But the conversation is fucking useless. It's not 2013. That's your conversation ends right there. You can come up with inflation. You can come up with any other bullshit you want to scrape from your draws. It's a meaningless fucking conversation that just only exposes where our priorities are as fans. And I just think they're in the wrong areas. There are so many things that you could write a book on why things did better in 2013 than they are doing now. And then you can go down to the subjective opinion of, I just think this is a better movie. And that's going to be something that's on your own with. But I'm tired of seeing that all day long. Superman just defeated. Get the fuck out of here. Was there a race? There was a race. There's a race between your ears, maybe.
Well, it was a race for them because they wanted that win to beat Snyder fans over there.
Who is they? Who is they? Who? What? Two questions.
The people who are this enraptured in it, doing money at this level. It's like
question number one.
That's why they were waiting on this because they wanted to.
Who is they? Who is they, and why the fuck do they mean anything to you? What are you, a fucking dog? I just throw the ball and you go wherever it is? Why would what they think about anything mean anything to you? Mute them. Scroll past them. This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing. My fellow comic book fans, movie fans, you are embarrassing all of us with this. You're making us look stupid. They are living in your head. Fucking evict them. That is not a they thing. That is a you thing. If you get caught up in this bullshit, that's a you thing. But as collectively, this entire conversation is making us look stupid. It's making us look dumb. So you guys want to keep swirling around and bringing it up. And like I said, no less than 20 times did I see that bullshit. I had to mute that. I ended up having to mute Box Office, Superman, and 2025 and 2013. Because all this dumb shit. And everybody was posting the same dumb fucking article. And that one stupid ass meme where Corn Sweat is with his tongue out. That was when I see you post that meme, I don't even read what you say. When I see that on my face, when I see that on anything, because when it suggests, maybe this is a story you may want to listen to. Nah. When I see the Superman, the Corn Sweat with the tongue, I know I need to just, before I even look at it, click, mute, gone. I don't even know who. I don't even want to know who it is. I don't even want to know who posted it. You guys have elevated the meme culture into the nuclear bullshit level. And like I said, I need to cut that Dave the Film Junkie thing up when he was saying the bottom line is shut the fuck up. I fell off my chair when I was watching that live, because that's really it. We're talking about a bunch of shit that doesn't mean anything in the long run, and half the shit we don't even know what the hell we're talking about. I heard people bringing up the budget. Well, we need to adjust the budget for a complaint.
Stop. I was actually going to ask you about that, because it's like
you're screaming out loud that you just need to stop. You just need to stop. All right, I don't want to hear about Superman's box office compared to Zack Snyder's Man of Steel box office anymore. That is William reply. I just don't want to hear about it, because half of you don't even know what the conversation is. You don't want to make all these just stop. And then like the budget thing that's stupid. The reason why most people aren't bringing up the budget of inflation, because the budget on anything, I gotta mute you because it's driving me crazy. The budget on anything is a controllable factor. It is an internal number. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about what it cost to make the movie back in 2013 or now, because that's a controllable. When you're talking about demand, the budget does not implicate, or the budget is not an indicator of what the demand is. If I sell this comic book, if I got 20 of these comic books and I sell them and I make $500, but it cost me $400, okay, I now have to start doing better math with my budget. And the next round, issue number 2 comes out, I am going to decrease my cost of getting those. But my demand is still there. That's the good news. I can adjust the budget for anything I need to. I can use stagecraft. I can cut things out. I can get a new supplier. I can enforce a discount. I can do a lot of things to control that internal number. But what I can't control is the demand. The demand is organic. I can't control that. The desirability is not something that can be controlled. And when you start doing the inflation thing, you're talking about units sold. You're talking about tickets moved. So the budget is meaningless in that conversation. The whole fucking conversation is meaningless. So let's go back to the chat.
And we got somebody who's got some commentary on what we're saying. Hey there, boys. I worked in mental health for 20 years. Please stop claiming you're a mental health advisor. And neither of us ever said we're a mental health advisor.
Why did we bring this up?
Yeah,
why did we bring it up?
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them. And I'm tossing them out.
Okay.
Why are we bringing up stupid shit?
Got some board errands on the. So shut the fuck up. Yeah. Sindel, you said Raiden was no longer to be feared. I am to be feared if you will fail me. That's what the reason why that movie is so bad. And Brian Thompson he's a really talented actor, but man, that performance of Shao Kahn, it's like, we're going to win and it is glorious. I mean, literally, that's what Shao Kahn sounds like in MK Annihilation. It's a terrible movie. It's horrible. We got a super chat from Clint here. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is a moneymaker. It was not a moneymaker. That movie bombed. Brad hates it and loves the franchise. William hates it because it's MK. That's a win. Oh, okay. I see. It's a moneymaker in terms of like watch parties for us. Okay.
No, I hate it because it was a waste of my time.
Yeah, I do too. It's the one Mortal Kombat related thing William and I agree on is the Annihilation.
Well, the entire Mortal Kombat franchise is a waste of my minutes.
No. That's where we part ways. It's been a 30-year cultural phenomenon. Counting. Kitana, mother, you're alive, Cinda. Too bad you will die. It's so bad. It's like, just the cast. It's like, God, it's got to be like one of those like tell-all documentaries coming one of these days about MK Annihilation.
Hold on, I'm doing some administrative things here.
You're Raiden. Yeah, I love Raiden. I love Christopher Lambert's, particularly Raiden. Your sideshow freaks attack my fighters. As expressly forbidden before the tournament. As your Emperor well knows. It's like, come on, it's like dudes Connor McLeod and Raiden. Come on, it's like you can retire on that kind of legacy, man. It's like And do you think you think they might bring Christopher Lambert back in some capacity in the Chad Stahelski Highlander with Henry Cavill? I wouldn't be surprised if he at least has a cameo.
Maybe that's just about it. That's about it. All right, so we're just no more bringing up any stupid ass comments. All right. Yeah, just that just cut my
man. I'd take away from all the solution. The fandom, that people are literally trying to gaslight us in real time is really sad. I got sick of it, but here I am again. Well, I mean, you're not. You got off social media too, so you don't see it on a daily basis on there. I woke up and chose violence. Again, I don't see how it's unreasonable to say that these two movies are tonally and stylistically similar. It's just that one was made that way from the beginning, and it's a lesson learned. And like, decide what this movie is going to be from the start. Don't try to retrofit it into something else, and you'll get way better results.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other one too on the Peacemaker and the Snyderverse one's like, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like I'm just looking at the little breadcrumbs and turned an article into it. Again, this is if we can. I can always tell whenever I get anyone like loses their mind over it. It's like who read the headline versus who read the article. I mean, guys, it's like I don't clack away at the keyboard and put my thoughts out there for everybody to read just for just people like just lose their minds over a headline, even if the headline is artistically and scientifically brilliant. Not to toot my own horn.
There, fucked it. For whatever. Let's see. All right, anybody got anything else meaningful?
Let's see. Luke Yang, Raiden, you cannot die. I am proud.
Okay. I guess the answer is no.
he's illustrating Boris why Annihilation is so bad.
I hold them all in the same regard. So it's
again, MK95 was a Hong Kong action movie with supernatural elements. 95. How often we got those back then is never.
I didn't want them,
and it still holds up magnificently today.
I didn't need them back then. I don't need them today.
I've interviewed people who worked on 95.
I don't think my life is less fulfilling that I didn't have that back then.
I think your life is would be. I think the world. Everyone's life would be less fulfilling. Out MK95 in it.
All right. In the words of the great film junkie, let's shut the fuck up about Mortal Kombat anything. You're putting me to sleep on my own show.
I'll do you right. Hadn't you seen Superman, Belrod? Or maybe she's talking about Fantastic Four. I don't
know if Weapons is based on. Let me look. I've never heard of it. But then again, you know what? There's the Road to Perdition. I did not know it was a comic until it came out. So Weapons 2025. Let's see. No indication that it's based on a comic book.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that either.
I hope this guy doesn't let me down.
I'm hoping that. I'm curious about why is it called Weapons? Because the story is about the kids, a whole neighborhood full of kids walk out the front door at 2 a.m. one night and never return. So how do you get Weapons as the title for that?
The two movies I've seen of this guy so far, one of them pissed me off. Barbarian. That ending of Barbarian is atrocious. And Companion, he was a producer on Companion. He didn't even write it. What else did he see? And I haven't seen Mars. I haven't seen The Civil War on Drugs, and I haven't seen Miss March. So right now, the only real thing that I have that he actually directed, and wrote was Barbarian, and Barbarian had me up until maybe the last 18 minutes of it, and then it was like I felt myself going into the Get Out, Justin Peele, Us, zone, as far as if you can't stick the ending of a movie, then it really hurts my enjoyment of the movie. Let's see. Why? See, here's the thing, guys. I'm looking at the chat and I don't bring up shit like that. That's in an open panel. Why? So I can be repulsed live by you instead of just being done by words. Nah. I mean, I usually, if I'd have seen that, I would have just said moderators, but it was brought up before I had a chance to ban them. So that person will now have to get another screen name, another whatever, to come back in here. And by the way, we don't give mental health advice up here. I'm just telling you, if you're so consumed with these things, based on my experience, not a doctor, you should know that by now if you're watching this show, what kind of advice you need to be taking from us. I've given you numbers and links to professionals to go get help with. So, but like I said, as somebody who sells this stuff and is around this stuff, there's a line where if your happiness is tied to this stuff, I don't think I need to be a fucking doctor or mental health professional to tell you that you may want to talk to somebody. There's no harm in that. What are your thoughts on the Variety article that was written recently about the timeline for the movies before Doomsday, that Spider-Man is said 18 months after Thunderbolts? It's just information I take in. I don't have any real thoughts about that. I trust the people that are putting that out, between Feige and the Russo brothers and everybody involved, that they're going to put together a compelling story in the format and the sequence that they're accustomed to doing. So I'm cool with that. Let's see. People seem to know a lot about weapons before it got made. Jordan Peele fired his agent because he didn't get to direct this movie. The trailers are intense. It's just one of those movies that you're probably just going to have to go see. I mean, I haven't heard too much about it. The trailers give me the premise. I mean, I just hope I just hope it sticks to landing. Whenever I go to take risks on movies like this, I always end up being disappointed. That last 15 minutes we're driving off the beaten path into that dark, unlit area of the neighborhood. Yeah, 90%. That for me, that last 10% is the last 15 minutes of that movie. Barbarians is fine and one and done unless I'm watching it with someone who's never seen it in their reaction. I guess if I watch it again and I turn it off with 15 minutes left, I guess it'll be a good movie for me. Let's see. I think you're interested in The Running Man. I'm looking at The Running Man as just an adventure movie. Personally, I don't. That trailer doesn't look like anything, But then again, it's also it's a short story, so too. I want to open panel because my life is lonely and I work from home, and sometimes it's nice to talk to people. If we do an open panel, it's going to be limited. I don't do chaos, guys. I don't do fucking chaos.
Well, I don't think we're not doing one tonight.
No, we're not doing one tonight. But when we do them, it's not going to be chaotic. I like I said, as I watch most of our shows, trying to watch every one of our shows as possible in the background or doing something like that to see where I can improve. And some of the stuff you probably noticed that's disappeared a little bit more. Some other things are going to disappear. I am going to, moderators, the stupid shit goes immediately. Full ban. Fucking. I mean, you, most of you, any of you who have a wrench right now, pretty much have an understanding of what I don't want the show to reflect. And it just doesn't reflect me. It reflects you. You're my community. I'm here for you. And when we let stupid shit happen, then it's like, you know, it wastes all of our time. So yeah. Let's see. Well, there's a rumor that Tolkien, one of the things that gets pruned after Secret Wars. We don't know. Oh, listen, Anthony. When it comes to rumors of Secret Wars, yeah, be careful there, because some of them are going to be substantiated, and some of them are going to have you chasing your tail. William and Brad, failure in Alameda. I don't know what open panels you've been a part of on this channel. Staying on topic is not one of the things that they are guilty of. Yeah, and the brand is important to them. The brand is a synonym for expectations. When you're coming into this channel, what kind of environment should you expect? What am I promising you as far as when you come to this channel? Am I going to give you a coherent conversation, or am I going to give you bullshit? And if I have the veneer of giving you a coherent conversation, that's what I want to give you. I don't want to get caught up in the soup that is some of the stuff that hits your channel sometimes. Once a decade for me, but who knows? It's all going to be how I feel and what the topic is. They aren't going to be prolific. When we do them, they will be a rarity, but we will do them. It's just like I said, I have no desire to turn Sci-Fi Center Presents into a zoo. No, I do not. I think there may be something that is in that universe or along those lines or part of that mythology, but I don't think Sinners will have a direct sequel. Well, the weekend watch parties were because of a time issue. That's you know, those take a lot of time to do it, you know, especially if I'm committed to be a part of them. Most of the time they take place on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. 80% of my business where I'm streaming from happens on those 3 days. So sometimes we can pull them off, and whenever we can, we have open panels. I just, you know, I looked at, and I just didn't look at that last one. I looked at several of them, and yeah, just wasn't feeling it. Let's see. Fourth, hey, I seen the other channel and how things went. It's funny, it's not gonna lie. Yeah. Well, time. I mean, a lot of it was time, and we were doing them in the heart of the afternoon, which I physically, because if you watch some of those last watch parties we did, you see my chair, just my avatar, because I'm dealing on Saturday afternoon with customers. So I mean, if you guys are okay with me not being a part of them, that's fine. We can do those. But if I'm committed, like if I've, you know, if it's something topical that I think strengthens the channel, I'd like to be there for those. You know, like when we're watching something genre related, then, you know, and I know a lot about it and I can add input with it. I just don't want to leave you hanging. But yeah, we were doing those on, you know, during the heart of the business, you know, and even sometimes later at night on Saturday, we have business spread throughout the day. You've seen me doing transactions at our overnight live show at like 10, 11 o'clock at night sometimes. So it's just a matter of if I can fit them in and with the tempo of the business going on, because I do want to get back to doing the Saturday watch parties, but it's just a balancing the business thing. That's all. It's not a lack of want. Let's see. Let's see. Sinners for Day of Blood. Tales from the Crypt. Question: is another reason you started having more subjects with him and thumbnails is one of your shows went crazy and we started talking about serial killers. No, serial killers that would have been a delight of that show. If that show would have ran into serial killer talk, that would have been like the savior of the show. As a horror movie fan, serial killers are a large part of the inspiration that is some horror movies, especially slashers. So no, that was an open topic show that turned into that was fine because that was a controlled discussion. It wasn't open panel. We stayed on topic. I was carefully monitoring the chat to the point where nothing really got brought up. That really wasn't part of the conversation, but that was a different era of the channel. No, I don't. That wasn't it. Let's see. Yeah, there's a way to address the stupid topics, though. Like I said, there's just no way to address the stupid topics. Let's see, that was. For us to really trying to get one or the other. Nah, listen, the channel's not going to go anywhere I don't want to go. Because I have that kind of discipline. I understand what brand importance is. So I mean, this is I'm going to have the conversation that I would have anywhere else. And what I won't go for here is consistent with what I won't go for if you were standing right across my counter. I would never, like I said, that person we had to delete. That person, that person would have been escorted out of my presence if he were there with me. Yeah, that fucking movie was horrible, though. It might have been an epic watch party, but it was not an epic movie. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Anton Fuqua directing the Blade movie that feels like it's never going to come out? If that's who Kevin Feige picks, then I'm fine with whoever he picks. I'm also fine whenever it comes out. When it's ready. Like I said, the more I see of the plan coming from the MCU, the more I'm just going to sit back and let things happen. They clearly have a sequence of events that they want to have happen, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for them to tell their story. I didn't enjoy that movie though. You guys enjoyed Inviolable Nature. I thought Inviolable Nature was offensively bad. And once again, it's an hour and a half I don't get back. Let's see, what is that tech saying? The fact that they pitched From Dusk Till Dawn for the follow-up of Tales of the Crypt movie, Demon Knight, and they turned it down for Bordello Blood must feel dumb nowadays. Well, that's what cult classics are, so. All right, guys. I think I've answered way more than I probably should have here. I answer one more question. William, someone brought up Tobias Wells' performance from Black Lightning and that it's up there with Heath Ledger's Joker. Your thoughts? No. Heath Ledger's Joker is an all-time top 5, top 10 villain performance. I don't. There's not too many people that are going to get close to that. That's literally an Academy Award-winning performance. So yeah, I don't think that's a fair comparison. All right, last question of the night. McFarlane said that Spawn is in talks into director. I think he means himself, but then it's not going to happen because nobody's going to fund that movie with him as a director. He can be an executive producer, he can be an advisor, but you're talking about people putting hundreds of millions of dollars down for a person who's never directed a movie and is not part of the filmmaking business. That's just not going to happen. So if that's what he's holding on to, that movie's not being had. I thought Blumhouse was handling that. Is that deal falling apart? I want to hear that you love us. William, not leaving until you say it. Shots about getting messed up. Okay, whatever. I'm out of here. I don't know if I'm going to be on the air tomorrow. Who knows? It can piss me off.
Friday, Happy Gilmore and Dumb and Dumber time.
Thursday and Friday, and we didn't move any closer, so it's just going to be those movies. So, all right, like, subscribe, share the channel, share the interviews that the channel's been doing. If you like those, bring people to the channel. But don't bring crazy people to the channel. We have we're full on crazy. All right, see y'all later.
See you guys.